Hi, today I'm talking about Janis Joplin, who died in 1970 at the age of 27. Janis Joplin was an American singer and songwriter. She was a female rock star who had a mezzo-soprano voice, and her stage presence was described as electric. She was born Janis Lynn Joplin in Port Arthur, Texas, on the 19th of January 1943 to Seth Ward Joplin and Dorothy Benita East. Her father was an engineer for Texaco. She had a younger sister called Laura and a younger brother called Michael. She was brought up in the Christian faith. Janis said that after listening to the blues music of Bessie Smith, Leadbelly and Ma Rainey, she wanted to be a singer. She started singing while still at school. She had a bad time at high school due to being bullied. Here she is in high school. She started singing folk songs and blues songs in clubs in Texas. Then moved to San Francisco, but unfortunately she got into drugs and alcohol. Her favourite tipple was Southern Comfort. In 1965, Janis's friends realised she was in a bad way through her drug taking and drinking and got her a bus ticket so she could go back home to Port Arthur. But she went back to San Francisco in 1966, and Chet Helms, the founder and manager of the band Big Brother and the Holding Company, asked her to be the band's lead singer. Here is the band. They released the album Big Brother and the Holding Company in 1967. They performed at the Monterey Pop Festival in the same year. One of the songs Janis sang was Ball and Chain. Janis's appearance at the festival was her breakthrough. Then the band signed with Columbia. Their first album, Cheap Thrills, in 1968, went to number 1 in the charts, and the single, Piece of My Heart, reached number 12 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. She left the band and was a solo artist with the backing group the Cosmic Blues Band. She released the album I Got Demoed Cosmic Blues Again Mama in 1969. They performed at Woodstock in 1969. The band broke up and she formed another one called the Full Tilt Boogie Band. Janis started work on her last album, Pearl. She was rehearsing and recording it in Los Angeles, so she temporarily moved into the landmark Motor Hotel, now called the Highland Gardens Hotel, at 7047 Franklin Avenue, Hollywood, in August 1970. Her fiancé, Seth Morgan, stayed at Janis's house in Larkspur, California. Seth Morgan was born into a rich family, but went down the drug path. He met Janis when he delivered cocaine to her. He ended up killing himself and his girlfriend, Susie Levine, in a motorcycle crash in 1990. Neither of them were wearing helmets. He had cocaine and Percodan and alcohol in his blood. He wrote a gritty novel in 1990 called Homeboy, which had characters who were junkies, prisoners, and ladies of the night. On Saturday the 3rd of October 1970, Janis was working at Sunset Sound Recorders at 6650 Sunset Boulevard. She expressed delight at the progress they were making. She then left the studio and went drinking with Full Tilt Boogie band member Ken Pearson at Barney's Beanery, located at 8447 Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. Some reports say there were other band members present as well. According to the book Coroner to the Stars by Thomas T. Noguchi, she was drinking vodka and orange juice. In the early hours, Janis and Ken drove back to the landmark. The next morning, Janis didn't show up for that day's recording session. Full Tilt Boogie's road manager, John Cooke, went to the landmark Motor Hotel, entered Janis's room, number 105, and found her dead on the floor next to the bed. According to the autopsy report, she had been dead for about 18 hours. The official cause of death was from an overdose of heroin, with alcohol being an attributor. John thought Janis had injected a much purer dose of heroin, as other people who had used heroin from the same dealer had overdosed that week. Thomas Noguchi performed her autopsy and said that cut drugs were about 1 to 3% heroin, but the drug Janis used was 40 to 50% heroin. The last person to see her was the hotel's night clerk, George Sandoz. Janis had asked him for change and had bought a packet of Marlboro cigarettes in the lobby. Back in her room, the drug took effect and she fell, hitting her head on the bedside cabinet. If she had been with someone, she probably would have been saved. The album Pearl was released posthumously in 1971 and reached number 1 in the charts, selling millions of copies. One of the singles from the album, Me and Bobby McGee, also reached number 1 and is her biggest single. Here is Janis's Porsche. Her final recording was the song Mercedes-Benz, one of the tracks for Pearl, which she recorded 3 days before she died. Janis was cremated and her ashes were scattered from a plane into the Pacific Ocean and along Stinson Beach. As she died at 27, she is a member of the 27 Club. Several musicians have died at the age of 27. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995 and received a Grammy Award for Lifetime Achievement in 2005. If she'd had somebody with her, she might have survived. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!